5 straight losses, swept in Houston, and an offense that was quite honestly hard to watch. The Blue Jays just had their worst series of the season so far, and the product on the field looked eerily similar to what we got used to watching from this team last year. So the question is, what went wrong, and is this team capable of fixing it? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be talking about the 5-game losing skid that the Blue Jays are on right now, what's going wrong, what's being exposed, and what is it that they can do to break out of this slump. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like, smash the subscribe button, and of course, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments down below. 3 games, 9 hits, 2 runs, and 1 homer. That is what the Toronto Blue Jays offense mustered up, in Houston. 9 hits, 2 runs across the 3 games. I mean, like, look at this. A 7-0 loss, a 5-1 loss, and then a 3-1 loss. Maybe that last one being the most demoralizing because it's like we were in that game time and time again. And the bullpen honestly did a really good job of keeping the Toronto Blue Jays in that game because Bowden Francis gave up the runs early on, and it was like, uh-oh, are we going to get blown out again? No, like, Bowden Francis, clutched it up, and then the bullpen clutched it up, and the offense just could not get anything going. Jonah tweets out here that this Toronto Blue Jays lineup is scuffling on a historic level right now. The Blue Jays went 9 for 90. Now he put a typo in here, but 9 for 90 being a batting average of 100 over their 3-game series in Houston. That is the 2nd lowest batting average in a 3-game span in franchise history. You heard that right, everybody. Franchise history we're talking about here. This Toronto Blue Jays offense is currently on historic levels of bad right now. And I know that there's going to be people in the comments saying it's, what day is it? April 25th? April 24th, right? It's April 24th right now. It is still very early on. They are close to 500, 1 game underneath it. And I respect and I appreciate all of that. And you know what? Again, when May rolls around, if this offense gets hot, I am going to be all the way bought back in. But what feels especially demoralizing, and I think what's so frustrating and why people are on edge right now, is the fact that this isn't just like an early season stretch. This is a continuation from 2024. This isn't a new thing. It's not like, oh, the offense was banging last year and, oh, all of a sudden they're starting cold, but of course things will rectify. No, this is like the same thing that we watched in 2024, and we're watching it all over again. Those first week and a half, when Jimenez was hitting bombs at will and Springer was doing great, everything, it was like, okay, well, maybe this is different. And then all of a sudden, here we are again, and kind of looks like the same product all over. Let's move over and just look at all of the statistics as a whole to paint you guys a better picture. Right now, the Toronto Blue Jays, they are ranked 23rd in OPS. Clearly, that's not good enough. Their slugging is very, very low. They're ranked 26th in slugging, with a slugging of 345. Now, their average in their on base is actually relatively decent. Their batting average right now is 242. Actually, it's dropped in the last couple days. Now they're 14th. But it just goes to show that, you need slug, you need OPS, because when you're looking at runs scored, well, the Toronto Blue Jays are down here at 25th. And ultimately, that is the only category that means anything at all. I mean, they could be ranked 30th in batting average for all I care. If you're first in runs scored, then we're obviously winning ball games. That's not the case right now. They're ranked 25th, right there below the Pittsburgh Pirates, and, sandwiched between them and the Minnesota Twins, who are also not playing very good baseball right now. So just not a spot where you want to be. Why is this happening? Well, Chris Black comes out and has some really good insight here, and I think that this is painting the whole picture as to what is going on. Diving into it tomorrow, says Chris Black, so tune into whatever he's got going on. But the Jays have a 253 batting average on balls in play on the first 3 pitches of an at-bat. 253 doesn't sound so bad, but it is, because it's ranked 30th in all of baseball. Looking over at the entirety of the lineup right now, you can see it's just not where it needs to be, man. You got two guys, two individuals with an OPS over 800, being George Springer and Tyler Heineman. I mean, that is not a sustainable thing, and we cannot really be relying on Tyler Heineman and George Springer. You know, Tyler Heineman's only played in 8 games, for crying out loud. The guy barely touches the field, and, you know, we're including him as one of our offensive threats right now. Every other individual here on the Toronto Blue Jays team, I think that you can make a very strong argument that they are currently underperforming from an offensive standpoint, right? Andres Gimenez, he has really fallen back to earth after that hot, you know, opening series and opening week and everything like that. He was batting 3rd the other day. Our 3-hitter is batting below the Mendoza line. I mean, that just, we can't be doing that, you know, and I get it. It's like you want to get him in a spot where maybe he can swipe a bag and, you know, not, you know, he's in front of Kirk, so like they're not clogging the bases that way. But like our 3-hitter is hitting below 200. What's happening right now, you know? And then also, like, our typical 3-hitter, Anthony Santander, is also off to a really rocky start. And let me be very clear, I fully appreciate and I understand that Anthony Santander is a slow starter. Looking over at the Baseball Savant page, it's slow. It is, you know, definitely not picking up right now, and I get that. And fingers crossed, when May and June and July roll around, this guy's going to pick up and he's going to go insane, and I'm sure everything will be okay at that point. However, we're losing games right now, and we need this guy's production. If you're going to be batting 3 for us, we need to see some of that. They paid him a lot of money this offseason. I'm not out on Anthony Santander at all. I'm not worried about him in any capacity. I do believe that he is going to heat up as time goes on, but I'd like to see some of that right now because, you know, our 3-hitter having an OPS of 559, it's just not going to cut it, dude. And let me be also very clear. I was looking back at some of the other slow starts that Anthony Santander has had. This is by far the slowest. This is definitely a lot slower than it was last year. So as much as I believe that he's going to heat up and believe that everything's going to be okay and all of that, I'd like to see some of that production right now because you were brought in to hit for some power, and right now that's not happening. Same thing needs to be said for this man right here. Now, obviously a very different looking Baseball Savant page, a lot more blue in Anthony Santander's Baseball Savant page than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So Vladdy is hitting the ball hard. He's hitting it consistently, everything like that. But right now, the results just aren't really there. He's batting .277, which is solid, but he's got an OPS of 745. I don't think that Guerrero is sinking this Toronto Blue Jays offense by any capacity. Like, if everybody else was doing well, then I think that we'd be looking at this stuff from Guerrero and being like, all right, it's fine, no worries. And ultimately, like, he's not playing bad, he's playing fine. But we know that this Toronto Blue Jays team goes when Vladdy goes. And right now, Vladdy is just kind of idling by. So we need him to go if we want to be picking up W's. Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now, everyone, back to the content. We've talked about what's wrong. We're hoping that things are going to change. I do want to end this. I want to end this video on a positive note. And I do need to give a little bit of love right here to a couple bullpen arms, okay? Our 2 lefties, one of them being Mason Fluharty. I feel like nobody's talking about this guy right now. I just wanted to bring him up just to make you guys feel good, like there is something positive happening with this Toronto Blue Jays team. Fluharty is one of those positive things. In 8 innings right now, the guy's got a whip of .875, an ERA of 2.25. We were really worried about lefties in that pen. I'm still a little concerned. Fluharty is making a difference ever since that first time that he came out where he kind of got shelled. He has been lights out. He's been dominant. He has been cleaning up. Same thing can be said for Brendan Little right now, our other big time lefty. The whiff, the breaking stuff, everything's looking good. He's got an ERA of 2.53. The innings right now over 10. So it's starting to become a relatively decent sample size for a bullpen guy anyways. Our lefties are doing good. The reason I bring this up right now is that it's not all doom and gloom. I don't want you guys to feel that way. They're still 12-3. There are positive signs. The bullpen right now is significantly better than it was in 2024. So we're not 2024 levels of bad right now. And the starting rotation, even though a couple guys scuffled this series, they're still doing good. If that offense can just start stringing some hits together, hitting for some power, this team could be dangerous. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go.